Okay, I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I don't feel alive. I feel so dead tired, but I want to stream. Um, Tomorrow, my friend's album is releasing, and I got to do this listening stream. He asked me if I wanted to do a listening stream, and I think, yeah, of course, I want to listen to the album right before it releases. I think this would be great. This is good to do. I want people to hear Warrior Pope and um, probably gonna play over it. He said that's great because that kind of like gets rid of all the copyright stuff. Maybe I mean I don't think it does. I think sort of separate, but I want to sing and play a little bit today. A little later. I got a little bit done today. I was able to apply to TwitchCon. So I applied to do a music performance at TwitchCon. And I also reached out to, there's this great streamer, Guy Citizen Des. He's an amazing Korean singer, amazing Korean American singer. He's just got an excellent voice. I reached out to him. Now, I don't know if he's able to do it, but he's interested. But I thought it would be cool if we performed together. I reached out. I was like, "Hey, I'm applying. You want to do some songs together?" Like, I'd be down for that. Even if it doesn't happen, I think that'd be an excellent collaboration. He's got an amazing channel. I can't really do a shout out on Twitch, but everyone should follow Sky Citizen, Sky Citizen Des. He does amazing, amazing covers, just guitar and voice, and holy crap, man, that guy's super talented. He's super funny, and I play games with him and stuff, and he's hysterical. Um, there's a lot of talented people on Twitch and YouTube, and just in the world. I don't want to say just Twitch because it's like, man, there's a whole world out there, but you know, we're on different platforms and stuff like that. Um, but anyway, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and get in on TwitchCon. Apparently, you can apply a bunch of different content ideas. Like, so maybe I'll do another application or something uh, for another kind of thing. So little update: the computer boots. The computer boots. I don't know if you can see. It turns on. Turns on. It's still in the guts phase, like it's got guts. Um, but I need to connect some more of the fans and stuff. And I think I need to order a something. I need to order like but I'll get to it eventually. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Um, but it does boot. So big prediction was that will it boot or will it not? And it did on first try. So I'm very glad about that. And let's get it fully set up. You know, I got to get Windows and all my programs and all my data from this computer onto that one. I want to get it clean and running, and you know, being a beast to do everything. I need to improve the Twitch stream so I can like get all the payment stuff sorted out, like so everybody can kind of contribute however they want to. You know, and also just to be maybe define a little bit more clear of like if you donate this much you get this out of the stream. You know, right now it's sort of Wild West, and you know, I'm just kind of accepting every request, and then people kind of feel bad once they're like, hey, you're like teaching a lesson here, and that's what you're supposed to, you know, you're supposed to be getting money for that. Yeah, but I'm also paying it forward right now. Like these streams are you know, it's kind of off the cuff right now, and I'm kind of okay doing that for now. But I will, you know, try to have a little more rigid structure going forward once I get that set up. But I need to kind of define how I want to do that for now soon. So anyway, dreamer brain, man. I don't know. Hard to think. Hard to you know, get in the planning and creative thing. I got that. I got that going. All right. Let's do a little playing. Let me okay. Let's play some songs. I bought a cosplay that I bought Clive from Final Fantasy 16, his outfit, and that should be coming in a couple weeks. Pretty pricey, but oh well. That's the one I wanted. All right, let's play something. I'm gonna try to play the Final Fantasy VII fight theme. Wait, hang on. One should be that one. Oh, I made my sub goal and got a new sub goal. I got a new sub goal for 65. Okay. So let's continue that. Let's continue. All right, here we go. Final Fantasy. Try and remember this one, Derek. Fighting. Let me try it again. Try again. Dude, I'm so fucking tired. I'm so tired. I am drained. I'm looking up a tab. I'm cheating. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't have time for ear training right now. Not the boss theme, just the battle theme. Yes. Switching over to Twitch. Twitch to the Twitch. Alright. I tried, man. I tried. Let's play this one. This one I also don't know, but I'm trying to learn. Ah! Oof. All right, I didn't really spend enough time on that one. I got a basic gist of it. All right, let's see. Let me look at this solo on Akatsuki. Okay, starts off with Ikyo Fujioka's solo. Cool arpeggio. It's like a. You're at the bar next to my job, and it keeps trying to connect to my work Wi-Fi and kicking me off. You gotta forget that work network or whatever. Yeah. Okay, and then all right. Then leading into the big harmonized solo section, it's like this big diminished arpeggio. Wait. Play along with it. Let's play along with it. Why not? Alright. I got the Homer Simpson fingers and I can't really do this. Yeah! Alright. Imagine thinking you can wake up and play like Baby Metal. Kyle Thomas, what's up? Been a while. Been a while. Okay. I can play Little Wing. Of course. Let's do yeah. This is why Rockstar's drugs. Hendrix shirt. Yeah. I'll do the SRV version because that's like more my that's more how I learned it. Cool. Healing, healing. Your aunt bought you a Hendrix CD for your birthday. I remember when yeah, like my family got me like I was really getting into guitar, and they got me like the Hendrix. It was like a Hendrix DVD. It had like a bunch of his performances, and you know they were really excited to watch me like watch Hendrix and like him doing all of his moves and stuff, and like playing under his like leg, and stuff like that. Like I love doing that in like shows. I'm not really good at it, but I try like adding stuff like that. I almost broke my arm once during a show. Like I was on like it's like a platform, like the lip of the stage or something, and I was doing that while playing, and I was trying to get off, but like I don't know, my weight was like going on my arm while like my leg was like trying to like, I don't know, basically armbarred myself. I armbarred myself during a show, and got a little bruise on there, but thankfully didn't snap anything doing a stupid move. But you gotta hurt. I don't know. You gotta go for things in shows. So like that's kind of that was sort of a problem. I like doing something different every show, but there's a risk of not being consistent. Okay. Now you can do something different every show, but you got to practice it. I think you got to practice it because like it could cause problems, especially if you're in a production with like a bunch of other people. Um, like if you do, I don't know, if you like change where you're gonna like, if you completely go off your blocking, like your lane. If you go away from your lane, you can walk however you want in your lane, but it's gotta be like telegraphed or communicated some way. So I don't know, like that was something I had to like learn real quick. Just like, okay, if I'm gonna do something different, I gotta at least stay within the lane and confines of like the show. 'Cause you get bored of shows, you kind of want to have some fun. But like anybody that like has done like theater or any kind of like entertainment or some kind of like consistent show knows this, where it music can get stale. Do I have any originals? Yeah, I have some originals. I have some originals. But today I'm going to be listening to somebody else's original. I'm going to be listening to Warrior Pope. But yeah, I have a few. I have a few originals. Stuff I haven't really like. I'm not like putting in an album type of thing. But here's one. I'll play along with it. Let's see if I can even play my own track. Hello. You want me to listen now? You want to just do that? Let me play one more track, and then I will listen to the album. And we're gonna do this. Let's see here. Wait, was it Facebook? Wait, this is the wrong one. Crap. Hang on. Yeah, so Warrior Pope's next album is coming out tomorrow. Get me on my follow channels. Ollie, if you want to post your link to like, I don't know, like wherever you're gonna sell the album, more than welcome to do that. I'll also post it on my Twitch. I can also make it like a pinned message so that like people can see that. Keith Kluber, you're gonna hear some new songs, man. You're gonna hear some new songs. I know you watched my my preview video. I had a playlist. What happened to this? I kind of annoying. SoundCloud just deleted stuff of mine, I think. Oh, back. Okay, here we go. This is where I wanted it. Let me send a message. Okay. All right, I found it. I found my track. Let me try. Yeah, that was one I wrote a while ago. Hey, I'm glad you're here, John Doe. Glad you're here. Glad Keith Kluber's here too. Let me post a link. Post a link. This I pin this message. I'm gonna pin this message on Twitch. This is where the new album will be. And I suggest everybody check out Warrior Pope. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the songs. I'm gonna pull up the songs. And yo, Warrior Pope. So I made a video kind of previewing the album, talking a little bit about the history, how it was made, and a little bit of the insights, and just a little bit about the band. I may make other videos on that. So this is their 4th album, and they made this during the pandemic, and coming out now. Took a little while, but it's out, and it's really cool. It's about the 9th century Pope Formosus and the trial that was held. You know, the Pope died. So the next Pope was like, hey, you know what? Stuff's really unpopular right now. I'm going to hold the previous Pope on trial, even though he's dead. So let's bring out his cadaver, sort of do this thing just to kind of like win people over. Like, it's a pretty metal story. It's kind of hilarious and just I don't know, very interesting. So that's kind of what this album is about. And doom metal. So here we go. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna load them all up. We're starting with let me also pull up the album art, which I think is awesome. The album art is very cool looking. I'm gonna find it. My stomach is growling. So I think this is a pretty sick picture. I think it's pretty cool looking. And yeah. Let's get to it. The track 1, Pornocratia. Let's go, Keith. I'm gonna kind of jam over it too. I think you said that was all right. 1, Pornocratia. So those were two tracks that went in a row. The second one was called "Despoiling the Cloisters," and then that was a really short one. That was 24 Popes later. What's up? What's up? What's up, Carcasses? We're listening to a new album. It's coming out tomorrow on Bandcamp. It's on my pinned messages. Warrior Pope. Doing a little listen through, little playing, little bit of playing. We're doing a little bit of trolling, a little bit of playing. Having a good time. And should be fun. Should be fun. Here we go. This one's Bishop's Take. I remember this one.
Fully enrobed as appropriate to his former status, the dried, slack form of the former pontifex was only allowed the dignity of stoic silence in the face of the frenzied accusations of his successor. In attendance, cardinals, bishops, and all forms of ecclesiarchal dignitaries to witness the more comparative justice being done. Among them, clergy ordained by Formosus, seeing their appointments and their roles rendered void. Held up by attendants or allowed to collapse grotesquely, the papal cart has played out its role in this ghastly political maneuver. As a deacon representing the defense read out prepared statements of token opposition. Before being stripped of its finery, subjected to digital amputation, and taken to be interred in a grave for pause. The three fingers cut from the hat.
So that one was a reading called Bishop's Take. That was read by Mike Bishop, who was the bass. He's like the bass player of Gwar. They got him on there. Who is it? Mike Bishop. Mike Bishop of Gwar. Gwar. Yeah. He's what who was he? Beefcake the Mighty. Beefcake the Mighty. If you know Gwar, that was his character. Or was he the bassist? Yeah, so he's the bassist. This whole album's about the 9th century Pope, that Pope Formosus, who they put on trial. They took his dead body out. The next, like the Pope after him, and they wanted to like commit him for all the crimes, convict him of all the crimes that were happening. So it was kind of like a little publicity stunt. Very like Warhammer kind of story. So it's literally about carcasses. Yes, carcasses and cadavers. The cousin carcass. Yes.
Three fingers cut from the hand of Formosus were those used to give.
sure. The rhythm guitar tone is great. Big wall of sound. Really like Ollie's bass just like fills everything up. It's just this big buzz saw just cutting. Mode symbol on there. Love that. Really great horror sounds. Good. Quite good. Quite good. They're a noise band. You didn't know? They're ASMR band. Probably perfect music to dispose of a cadaver. Ollie's great. Ollie's very good. He's got really big, like, vintage amps and stuff. He's got a huge collection. He fixes them up. He might start streaming. I don't know. He always talks about, like, hey, I might fix up amps and stream or something. I don't know. On Strangled Legacy. Yeah, the vocalist is also really good. Got some great screaming. It's kind of Devin Townsend-esque and sometimes. This one's Rotten Sun. The bowed cymbals. The bowed cymbals. Katya on drums. Russian. Steven, he's probably asleep now. He popped in just to say hi and... Or you probably know. that. Hey. That one's called The Method. I like the riff. I know the guy who wrote the riff. Leon. Great. He's back in the band, so Leon's great too. I talk with him and Ollie on my Discord a lot. We watch UFC and stuff. They're great guys. I enjoy them a lot. They're fun people. Fun to talk with. That's the album. That's it. That's the album. That's Warrior Pope. A morbid parody of justice, okay? So that was the tracks. In and out. Short. Like in my review that I said like 3 or 4 times. The album's 40 minutes. And I meant that. I meant that the album was really 40 minutes. And that's a great selling point of the album. Hour-long albums are long. 20-minute? Well, it's short. 40 minutes, though, that's like the perfect length. I think it's the perfect length album. Perfect length, like the 70-minute movie or 80-minute movie, is the perfect length of movie. In and out. Leaving wanting more. Okay? So, I think, like I said, this is the doom metal album of 2025. This is the one. Invites a re-listen. You want to feel just a little bit of tension. If you want to just kind of get that release, you know? Get that release. Get that steam out of you. This is the perfect album to do that. This is the one that'll get you the mega powers, all right? Yeah, Warrior Pope's great. Warrior Pope's great. Check out the other albums, too. But this one's coming out today, tomorrow, today, Junior. Keith Kluber, this band rocks. And I will say, I I teased this a little bit in my review, but it doesn't matter. Um, this album's going to release perhaps in a few months or whenever it releases. He's going to do an alternate take album, which he invited a lot of people. Now, I heard there's a certain guitar player that's playing on the alternate take album too. So he's also a master PC builder of the Omni PC. So I would invite everybody to check that out too when that comes out. I'll definitely talk about that when that comes out. But yeah, the alternate take album. I kind of played a little bit over this, trying to remember what I played when I recorded for his alt take album. But it totally puts the songs in a new context. And I think that's the point. You know, this is doom metal. This stuff is doom metal. But what I bring something, a whole different flavor. And that's sort of the great thing about music. It's who you play with. Totally changes how the band sounds and what it'll come across as. So, yeah, I'm really interested when that comes out too, because I want to blast that. I want to play it. I want to be like, hey man, I played with Warrior Pope. I recorded for them, and I think I made some good stuff. I made some decent choices on my tracks. So I did maybe like half the tracks for that alt take album for guitars, a bunch of guitars. So, okay, Warrior Pope, UK doom metal band that will take country and the world by storm. Okay, more people should listen to him. Show people Warrior Pope. And yeah, not really sponsored. I just did some music, and I would like to see them get some more publicity. They do the whole gimmick of like bringing out a guy dressed up like a pope in like ghoul's makeup on stage with smoke and cloaks. They're a smoke and cloak band, okay? All right? Smoke and cloak band. Although I got that wrong, I think it's a little bit different. Smoke and cloak. So you got to have that. I'm gonna take a little break. I'll come back. I'm gonna play some more music. And yes. So let's get some more. I'm gonna play one track I just really liked from them. Take a second. It's a short track. All right, I'll be right back. I didn't beat the track. I can't pee fast enough. Okay. All right. That was it. That was the track. That's the fastest song on the album. In and out. Oops. Hope you guys are doing okay, chat. I hope they are too, Keith. I could have used your emojis when I was building the computer. I think everybody was yelling at me, and I said it was okay to yell at me, but in all actuality, it was really hurtful, and I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm just a little guy, and it would have been nice to see some cat jam and little Grogu's or whatever, the little baby Yodas. It's okay, Keith. It's not your fault. I know you're a busy guy. You got a lot of people dependent on you, and you know. It's all good. It's all good. I shook it off. I shook it off. You're here now, so it's like better. Okay. Working a lot, but I like the help. I appreciate the help. Okay. Let me change the playing music stream. Playing music. Playing ongaku. Trying to find it. Sometimes even Superman can't make it. That's true. That's true. Holy crap. Holy crap, not even Superman. Yeah, hell yeah, Keith. These emotes suck. Regular emote Keith. Regular emote Keith is fine. It's fine. It's fine for now. It's fine for now. Does the job. Does the job. The intention's there. The intention is there. Let's thinking of maybe looking at a different tune. I'm tired. Oof. All right, let's play this. Those are okay. I like the flamingos. Or yeah, the flamingos. Flamingos are good. Flamingo fire dog. Flamingo fire dog. That sounds like something. Lurchy flamingo necks. Yo. That one was Marty Friedman, Intoxicated, off his True Obsession album. Still learning that one. I gotta relearn that. I got a pretty decent cover on my YouTube of that one. Part I was like wondering, it was like a like a let's see. Kairi Takunatta Yo, Ikimonogatari's tune, Marty Friedman cover. Here we go. You're welcome, Keith. You're welcome, Keith. Yeah. Needed that. Needed that for sure. Of course. Why, of course. Okay. Backing track of this? Ooh, there's a song I want to learn. There's a song I want to learn. This is White Worm by Marty Friedman. I'm gonna check out the backing track. I think I'm gonna try and learn this. It's a hard song. Wait, how good is this backing track? Kinda crap, I don't know. It's not that good. Is it Red Day today? Today's Red Day. I was listening to some doom metal. So I wanted to feel like everything glowed. Blood Moon. The Blood Moon rises. This is not a good backing track. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. All he had to do was just go do 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 do, and then that's it. Like, this is such a good track, though. I still want to learn it. I think I'm gonna try. Shiny potatoes. Shiny potatoes. Let's try that first riff. It's a minor ninth arpeggio. I've listened to, yeah, I mean, I've learned a bunch of Hendrix songs. I just played some Little Wing. I played Foxy Lady. Yeah. I'm wearing a Hendrix shirt. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. You wear a Hendrix shirt, and I remember once. I went to Five Guys. You know the burger place, Five Guys. In before the joke. Oh well, you know, I bet you really did meet Five Guys, huh? I'm one step ahead of you guys. You guys aren't that quick. Think you're slick? Think you're slick? You can come up with a Five Guys joke like that so quickly? Yeah. Think you have to make that joke? You don't have to make that joke. All right, I could just talk about the restaurant. You could just understand. Oh yeah, the burger place. Yeah, it's way too expensive, but it's good. But it's way too expensive. I went there, and there was a chick at the cash register, which happens sometimes. So the name of the restaurant suddenly really isn't about, you know, whether, guys and gals, Um, anyway, so that's beside the point. But anyway, I was wearing maybe this shirt or maybe another Hendrix shirt. Oh my goodness, yeah, the prices are whatever. Excel spread cheeks 365. Um, they're in Australia too. Wow. Okay. So I was wearing the Hendrix shirt. I was getting my order, and she was like, "So, are you a Hendrix freak?" And then she said, "Name 3 songs." I was like, "Little Wing, Manic Depression, Foxy Lady." And then she was like, "Oh, I guess you're, Manic Depression. Oh, people don't usually bring up that one first." I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever." Spanish Castle Magic. I don't know. It just was. It was kind of like it's like odd. Sort of like, oh, you're trying to like gatekeep me on Hendrix. But it always happens. I don't know. I feel like it happens. It happens. Manic Depression's really good. It's a great riff. Something like that. Something like that. A good one. Ooh. White worm. All right, here let's try this one. So I'm gonna break this song down. Okay, I'm gonna try and break this song down. This is a great tune. This is off Marty Freeman's Purple Haze, first song I learned. Yeah, that was one of the first songs I learned too. I wanted to learn that. Anyway. All right. White worm. Slow this part down. As was saying, yeah, for sure. Explorer of music. Thank you for following. Let's explore. Okay, so the lead line comes in. I'm messing up this little sending thing. It's like a... Yeah, man. So, I play guitar, I teach. I've got the starter pack on my Patreon if you want to check that out. Um, it's starting at $10, but I teach while I stream as well, from time to time. Kind of like a sort of free form. And I got some videos on there if you want to take lessons, if you really want to kind of do that. I have a Discord that we could do lessons, stuff like that. I'm really tired. I did like a 13-hour stream last night, but I'm a little sleep deprived. But I feel like streaming today. I don't know. I still feel like playing. We're taking a look at White Worm from Marty Friedman. This is a tricky song, but it's very cool. Play guitar, piano, sing, mostly acoustic guitar. My friend Jim loves what you're playing, though. I like it too. Nice. Thank you. Thanks for joining. And Jim. Okay. So that's 75% speed. Yeah, so this song, it has that just kind of weaving through. Then you have this like That's cool. Yeah, so that's a minor 9 arpeggio. It slides up into the next one. The E minor 9. Then it goes to B something. Like a C6. A C6. But he's just kind of outlining something else. Kind of like a pentatonic sort of thing. Okay, let's kind of figure out this other part. So that kind of build up when the lead line comes in. It's just A, F, F sharp, back to A. Kind of goes in this chunky thing. I think it's like 3 downstrokes. Little pause. So down, 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 up, down. Yeah, down, 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 up, down. Down, 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 down. That's like the repeating chunk. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. And it's A sharp right there. 5, 6. Where it gets like a little, it has that salsa kind of thing just thrown in there, and like, man, I taste like street tacos right when that like comes in. Like, I'm just like, oh man, like getting the lime in there. It's, I don't know, I think of the first time, I remember when I moved to California for a little bit when I was a teenager, and we went to Baja Fresh. It was like, I don't know, just a restaurant out there. It's a really cool transition. So like, he like spent some time in South America. He's just like, you know, I'm just feeling like there's like a little Latin blood in my music right now. He's like, I'm American as fuck, and maybe I'm a little bit Japanese too, but you know, I don't know, maybe I'm a little Latin too. So it's such a cool. It's such a cool thing. I love this. I love this part. Okay. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. When they do this live, he just has like a 4-piece group. It's just him, guitar 2, bass, and drums. And the guitar does the piano part of that like salsa line. It's something like that, I think. I don't know. It's like A minor. Maybe up there, that's an easier way of doing it. It's kind of weird. Dun, 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 dun. It's so syncopated, and I don't really have like a deep knowledge of like this kind of music. I kind of jam and stuff, but I would say I don't know like the guiding principles of like this, and I've always wanted to. Always wanted to. It's just fun. It's just really fun. It's like I don't know, it's something like 1, 2, 3, 4. It helps the beatbox. It helps the beatbox to get rhythms. So this will take a long time to kind of get down. I think I want to just get like something I could kind of get by with, and then I'll break it down later, just so I can move on. I think that'll, yeah. Oh, I mean, this is, oh, they're so good. They're so good. They're so good. Marty's band is so tight. So tight. that little ending. So it doesn't just simply go there, but you bend up to that note. All right, now those backing chords. This part's so heavy. Okay, so it's going B, B flat, and then G, and then it goes to G sharp. I think it's going up to D for the Okay, here we go. Okay, so when it goes to the new section, I'm going to call this kind of it's a romantic part. This sounds like a love song. This sounds like, you know, you're writing a love song to your Spanish queen. You're going on a long, long journey to find your Spanish queen. And that's what it sounds like to me. Okay. Maybe take a long boat ride on Santa Maria. I don't know. is going into the solo. Kind of back into that salsa beat. I'm just calling it salsa. I don't know if it's actually salsa, but I don't know. It's just Latin style beat. Okay. Cool. Very cool. Okay. 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 Let's back up. Let's go back to that romantic theme thing. Something like that, yeah. I love that little ending to the thing, and it's just this weird little kind of chromatic thing. A bunch of notes screaming. Oh wait, oh wait, it's not this ending. He just does a bend here. That happens later. Great part where it just goes up a little bit higher. We back up. into more melodic stuff. Let me still kind of work on this theme here. Let me back up. Whew. Man, I'm getting tired. I may call this soon. Maybe in like, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I think my fatigue has set in. Yeah. ears not working. My ears aren't working, and my fingers, my brain. Everything's working slow. Finger delay for sure. So it boots. It boots now. It boots. I need to connect the 3 fans, and I gotta download. I gotta put the Windows on it, and I'm getting close. I'm getting close. I just need like one more thing. I think I'm good. Like it boots though. That's really important. I didn't break it. I didn't break it. Turn on. Gonna be a beast. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So tired. I'm trying to learn this really difficult Marty Friedman song for some reason. For some reason. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. What am I doing to myself? that's about as much as I know of this song so far. It's tough. I don't know. It's about as much as I know. And I feel like, all right, I should probably get some rest. A little bit shorter stream today, but kind of need some rest. Kind of a little hungry. I need food. Like fall asleep. And I should probably get my computer put together and get the last part that I need or something. And yeah. What I'm gonna do. So you tuned in, if you followed, thank you. This was a little bit scuffed. Thank you for joining. Thank you if you tuned in. Oh wait. Oh crap. I missed messages. Coffee protein shakes. I didn't know. I'll rest up, man. Thank you, Carcasses. Was Marty an artist before he was a teacher? Marty Freeman was he's Megadeth, man. Putting the GPU in, yeah, that was the toughest part. Random stuff. Yeah, I missed messages. I don't know, sometimes stuff didn't do anything. Anyway, you guys have a good one. I'm gonna raid somebody. Everybody jump on Twitch. Start saying stuff. Yes. I know. Jump on Twitch. Let's see here. Let's see. Another Friedman. Yes. Oh, Ray Martinet is really good. I like him. He's cool. He's a good guy. He's always entertaining. Let me find him. Good guy. I know it's just a couple people, but he's always really good. This guy's very good. He's probably rested up and feeling awesome. Give him love. Ask for requests. He's just a beast. Man. Oh, we're unable to raid him. No. Oh, what happened? All right, maybe somebody else. This guy's playing Night Rain. Maybe this guy. Grim. Grim's always amazing. Grim puts on an amazing music show. He's awesome. I want to rate him again. You'll love Grim. Grim's like my hero on Twitch right now. Grim's awesome. You'll love him. You'll love him. I know it for sure. He's playing Doom. Thank you for watching.
Let's go get him. Shield away. There we go.